All right, folks. Howdy ho. It's a Monday. I just had one hell of a great weekend. Went to Blues Fest. I went biking. I partied. Man, it was a great weekend for the soul, I gotta say. So, my buddy down the street was kind enough to lend me the Garnet Herzog. Some famous users include Randy Bachman of Bachman Turner Overdrive, Canadian guitar legend. The guitarist Big Sugar. My foggy brain right now can't remember his damn name. Gordy something. Anyways, yeah. So where do I start? This thing's like a fuzz pedal, but it's got preamp and power amp tubes. It can actually power up a cabinet. I've got it connected to. It's got an 8 ohm out. Speaker out, or it's got an in and out right there on the front, and you can run the out into your guitar input of your, let's say, Fender Deluxe amp. I didn't have the greatest luck plugged with that setup through my Fender Pro Reverb. It just didn't sound great. I think it's just the combination. Maybe it would sound great with a Fender Twin, or I don't know. But I was pleased with the results and sounds when I plugged this unit directly into the cab. But it's running through my Iron Man 2 Raw Crusher attenuator. So this to the attenuator to the cab. So I can run the unit at full tilt. Now, what's interesting is that although I'm on the website here, garnetamps.com/herzog.htm, I've been looking everywhere. I looked over. It says 112AX7 and 16V6 point-to-point hand-wired, hand-assembled, blah blah blah, Baltic birch cabinet. But I can't figure out how many watts it is, so I'm figuring 16V6. I don't know. I don't even know. 12 watts, 15 watts, 20 watts max. I'm thinking 20 watts max, or maybe more. I don't know. It was very loud, I can tell you that, without the attenuator. So no way I would have cranked that in this tiny little room. So anyways, without further ado, oh yeah, last piece of the signal change sauce. The output from my attenuator is going into the Torpedo CabM. And this is why I'm doing a screen recording, so you can actually see what is going on here. I'm using this Lilliputium Stadium cab. I have no idea what this cab is. It's a Tange or Fat. I don't know. I'm kind of new to the whole Torpedo world. But I was toggling through cabs, and I found this one like sounded the best. So right now I've got the drive pretty high at 3 o'clock. The tone's quite interesting. And again, I tried to find a manual. I can't even find a manual. Not too impressed with the Garnet website, but what are you going to do? So basically, you know, it's pretty self-explanatory. You turn the tone knob to the left, you get a lot more kind of, well, darker, less trebly, deeper, definitely more bass. And because of the way that this circuit's engineered, it kind of gives you more fuzz when you go to the deep side. I mean, this is just, I've only messed around with it literally total of about maybe half an hour. So I'm no expert. I'm just here to do some quick tones in the event that somebody out there is looking to buy a Herzog and they're researching the Garnet Herzog, and hopefully this video will come up. So let me see if I can increase the output a bit here. And if any of you guys know Big Sugar or BTO, you can definitely recognize those sounds in this box. believe this output will only affect, again, don't have manual, so I'm just making my own conclusions. This output affects the output here that would normally go into your amp, but because I don't have that set up, all I've got is this gain. So anyways, I've got a 6L6 power amp tube in the Torpedo loaded. So this is how it sounds, like fully cranked. I'll crank the tone a bit, and then you start getting fuzzy. That kind of like blowing up sound. Now, if I back off the drive, and let's say engage a Wampler, you can kind of clean it up a bit and get more saturated. This is with the Metropolo Super Boost. If I crank the gain on the boost, get into fuzz territory. So this thing works really, really well. If you're good at slide, you can get some really rock and riffing tones. Keep in mind, we're going through a digital cab emulator, so there's a lot of digital shit going on here. But I have no doubt that this plugged into a cab, open air kind of jam scenario and just letting it rip with a good boost pedal or something, be quite rocking. So, can this do clean? It can. I'm gonna have to really jack my levels for you to even hear it though. Basically no CabM preamp or power amp. This is just amp sound. I'll be honest, I never quite understood really the logic in having the preamp here in the power amp. Again, I'm kind of new to all this Torpedo stuff, so I digress. It definitely sounds better with the preamp and power amp engaged. But yeah, I'm sure you can get pretty good clean tones. Just with this scenario and my setup, I haven't experimented enough to really try to coax any great clean tones. I'm pretty sure that most people, I just dropped my pick. that most people that buy this probably want those gnarly. Man, I gotta pull up his name right now. Big Sugar guitarist. Gordie Johnson. God, how can I forget Gordie Johnson? I've seen him live twice, if not 3 times. He is friggin' amazing. Highly recommend you check out Gordie Johnson. If you American cats that aren't too familiar with Canadian bands, I've got lots of American friends, and I have to say, aside from Rush, they don't seem to know too many of our Canadian musicians, unless it's like Bryan Adams or Alanis Morissette. But Big Sugar is a legendary Canadian band, just awesome. And Gordie's a huge fan of Garnet, as my friend down the street. So thanks, buddy. You know who you are. That's it, man. Over and out. Cheers. All right, folks. Today we've got the Garnet Herzog, famously used by Randy Bachman of Bachman Turner Overdrive and the Guess Who. Guitarist of Big Sugar, a killer Canadian band. Can't think of his name at this exact second. Basically, this can be used as a regular amp powering a cab. I believe it's 5 watts, or you use it, how I'm doing in this video, as a preamp / distortion pedal. So it's actually guitar into the Garnet, Garnet out into the Plexi into the Torpedo cab. You've got the software on the screen right there. Running some funky 4x12 with, I believe they're greenbacks. Doesn't say Celestion, but here we go. Gibson Custom Shop R9. That's a 59 reissue in Bourbon Burst. Stock pickups, custom buckers. Here's how the Plexi sound on its own with the Garnet bypass. Here's how it sounds with it active. I think I had it a little too hot there. So the drive is at noon. Tones just past noon. Output at about 1 o'clock. Turn it off. So it basically adds a lot of hair. A lot of sustain. There you have it, Garnet Herzog.